Welcome to Redesigning the Undergraduate Experience: Principles and Frameworks, Organizational Structures and Systems. In the previous presentation, I described how a successful program, organization, or institution is built upon a strong foundation of shared values and beliefs, common purposes, collective actions, and unifying goals. These shared values and beliefs, purposes, and goals are expressed explicitly in the program or institution's mission statement. However, these values, purposes, and goals cannot be lived and achieved unless the organizational structures and systems that are in place are aligned with the mission and goals of the institution and are effective at organizing, guiding, coordinating, communicating, and facilitating institutional activities to promote and support individual and organizational performance. In this session, we will examine the organizational structures and systems that influence individual and organizational performance, and ultimately the fulfillment and achievement of an institution's mission and goals. Organizational structures incorporate the administrative, governance, and curricular structures that are in place to organize the planning and decision-making of the institution. Examples of common administrative structures in the academic world include academic affairs, student affairs, business affairs, and research and innovation. These functions are often organized into departments, offices, programs, institutes, and centers. The governance structures of a college or university consist of the decision-making groups for the institution. Because so much governance work on a college campus is done through committees, subcommittees, planning groups, and task forces, it is important to understand and acknowledge the type and level of decision-making authority each of these committees or groups have. For example, standing committees are responsible for providing continuous oversight and management of a specific area or function. Examples include the Finance Committee, which oversees the financial health of the organization, including budgeting, financial planning, and audits. The Governance Committee is another standing committee that manages board policies, bylaws, and overall governance structure. Other common standing committees include the Faculty Senate, Promotion and Tenure Committee, Curriculum Planning Committee, and Employee Wellness Committee. Advisory committees or groups provide advice, insights, and recommendations on specific areas, but do not have decision-making authority. An example would include an Education Advisory Council organized to provide insights and recommendations to the School of Education. Other types of committees or planning groups include ad hoc committees or task forces, which are organized to address specific issues or perform a specific task for a temporary period. For example, a strategic planning committee may be organized to develop a strategic plan for the institution. Another area of an academic institution that is essential to fulfilling the mission and goals of the institution are the organizational structures that oversee the planning, design, development, delivery, and evaluation of the institution's curriculum. These structures include governing boards. Colleges and universities have a governing board, such as a board of trustees or regents, which provides strategic direction and oversight. This board ensures that the institution's mission and goals are being met and that resources are allocated appropriately. The governing board does not get involved in the day-to-day curricular decisions, but ultimately sets a strategic direction for the curriculum. Office of the Provost or Academic Affairs. The Provost, or Vice President for Academic Affairs, is usually the Chief Academic Officer of the institution. This office oversees all academic programs, ensuring they align with the institution's mission and strategic plan. The Provost's office often coordinates curriculum development, assessment, and accreditation processes. Academic Senate or Faculty Senate. The Academic Senate, often composed of faculty representatives, plays a critical role in curriculum management. This body typically reviews and approves new courses, programs, and changes to existing curricula. It ensures that academic standards are maintained and that faculty have a voice in curricular decisions. Curriculum committees are responsible for the detailed review and development of curriculum proposals. They often include faculty members from various departments, administrators, and sometimes students. Curriculum committees evaluate the relevance, rigor, and alignment of proposed courses and programs with institutional and program goals. Student representatives may serve on curriculum committees or provide feedback through surveys and focus groups. Academic departments and schools, such as the School of Business or the Department of Biology, are the primary units responsible for delivering the curriculum. Each department or program typically has a chair or head who oversees curriculum development, faculty assignments, and resource allocation within the department. And finally, some programs or departments have advisory boards or councils composed of industry professionals, alumni, and other external stakeholders. These boards provide input on curriculum relevance and help ensure that programs meet the needs of employers and the broader community. Thus, organizational structures are in place to 1. Articulate the mission, purpose, and goals of the institution or program. 2. Establish roles, responsibilities, and function. 3. Clarify levels of authority and decision making. 4. Identify reporting structures, relationships, and formal lines of communication. And 5. Establish expectations for performance and evaluation. Institutions utilize and apply organizational development principles and approaches to align organizational structures to promote individual and organizational performance and effectiveness. To promote individual and organizational performance and effectiveness, it is essential for faculty, staff, and administrators to not only understand and embrace the mission, purpose, goals, and values of the institution, but also to understand and recognize the organizational structures that are in place to organize, manage, and coordinate the activities of the organization and clarify roles, responsibilities, and expectations for performance. In the next session of Redesigning the Undergraduate Experience, Principles and Frameworks, Organizational Structures and Systems, we will review common organizational structures colleges and universities put in place to address the developmental and transitional needs of college-age students.